Princess Leonor's shocking decision leaves Spain speechless. No one saw this coming. The palace, the crown, the legacy of Spain's monarchy. For centuries, every move of the royal family has been shaped by tradition, silence, and duty. But today, everything feels different. Because Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, has just made a decision no one expected. And it has left not just the palace, but the entire nation speechless. Why did she do it? What does it mean for Spain? And could this one choice change the future of Europe's monarchy forever? This is not a rumor. This is not a distant speculation. This is real, and it has shaken the very core of the Spanish crown. Leonor has always been seen as the perfect royal daughter. Reserved, elegant, trained from childhood to lead. Spain's first queen regnant in centuries. The future monarch who would carry forward the legacy of her father, King Felipe VI. But beneath the polished surface, Leonor has also been a young woman living in a rapidly changing world. A world that demands authenticity, not just duty. And now, her latest decision has drawn a line in the sand. Imagine this, the heir to Spain's throne, standing at a crossroads. One path is the carefully planned life her family expects of her, tradition, protocol, arranged alliances. The other, a bold, independent move that no one thought she would dare take. Leonor chose the second path. Reports from inside Zarzuela Palace suggest that Leonor informed her father and Queen Letizia of her intention weeks before the news leaked. The decision was not taken lightly. It came after months of quiet reflection, late-night discussions with her closest confidants, and a desire to break free from the invisible chains of royal obligation. The shock. Leonor has decided to place her personal values above royal expectations. She has chosen her heart over the centuries-old script written for her. Spain erupted. Newspapers blared headlines about betrayal and courage. Supporters called her brave, while critics accused her of destabilizing the crown. Crowds outside the palace demanded answers. Inside, the tension was palpable. Why is this decision so earth-shattering? Because it cuts to the heart of what monarchy means in the 21st century. For generations, royals sacrificed personal happiness for duty. Kings married queens not for love, but for politics. Alliances were formed not from affection, but from necessity. Spain's monarchy itself was preserved by these very sacrifices. And now, the future queen has said no. She has declared that her life, her choices, and her love will not be dictated by outdated rules. Let's pause here. Ask yourself, what happens when a monarch in waiting rejects tradition? Does the crown lose its weight? Or does it finally gain meaning? This is the question Spain is wrestling with tonight. Those close to Leonor describe her as deeply thoughtful, more modern than her predecessors, but also fiercely aware of her position. She knows the world is watching. Every gesture, every word, every choice she makes is analyzed, recorded, and magnified. And yet, in this storm, she has chosen to stand firm. Think about the courage that requires. To go against centuries of expectation. To disappoint those who see you as a symbol, not as a human being. To face criticism not just from politicians or pundits, but from your own family. Inside the palace, sources whisper about sharp debates. King Felipe, ever the cautious leader, is said to have been torn. On one hand, he understands the necessity of tradition. On the other, he sees his daughter's conviction and recognizes the changing tides of society. Queen Letizia, once an outsider herself, is rumored to have shown quiet support. She knows what it means to step into a world where you are expected to conform. But Spain is not united on this. In Parliament, some view Leonor's move as a dangerous break with the past. Others hail it as the first step toward a monarchy that feels human, relatable, alive. The people are divided, the media is relentless, and Europe's royal watchers are glued to every new headline. And here lies the deeper story. Leonor's decision isn't just about her. It's about the clash between tradition and modernity. Between duty and individuality. Between what the monarchy was, and what it could become. History gives us clues. Think of Britain's Edward VIII, who abdicated the throne for love. His decision plunged the monarchy into crisis. For decades, it was spoken of as a cautionary tale. But now, in the 21st century, could Leonor's decision be seen not as betrayal, but as evolution? Royal families across Europe are grappling with the same challenge. How do you stay relevant in a world that no longer bows unquestioningly to crowns and titles? The Dutch, the Norwegians, the Belgians, all have adjusted, showing glimpses of a more human monarchy. And now, Spain faces its own turning point. What will Leonor's legacy be? Will she be remembered as the princess who risked it all to stay true to herself? Or as the heir who fractured Spain's monarchy at its most vulnerable hour? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear, Spain has never seen a decision like this before. And for millions who once thought of Princess Leonor as untouchable, untouchably perfect, untouchably royal, she has now become something else. Real, vulnerable, human. And maybe that's the real shock. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing a future queen can do, is simply remind the world she is human first. So now the nation waits. The palace remains silent. Rumors swirl. Analysts debate. The people are restless. And Princess Leonor stands firm, her decision echoing louder than any words she could ever speak. The question that hangs in the air, what comes next? Will she face consequences within her family? Will the Spanish crown bend, adapt, and survive? Or will this spark a crisis that changes everything for the monarchy itself? No one knows. But what we do know is this: the future of Spain's crown has been rewritten, not by kings, not by ministers, not by tradition, but by one young woman with the courage to choose differently. And that is why tonight, Spain stands stunned, searching for answers, and realizing that history is being written before their eyes. Princess Leonor's shocking decision has left Spain speechless. But perhaps, in her silence and in her resolve, she has spoken louder than any royal decree ever could.